Hello. Welcome everyone to the next lecture of data analysis using Excel. I am Dhruv. I will be tutor for the day. Today will be the last lecture of actually using pivot tables or something like that in our Excel files, and you will be able to have the maximum efficiency with all such techniques after this lecture. This lecture is going to be very small because I'm just going to teach you one technique which is completely automated for you, and you need not even think of what insights you want. So for the last lecture, what I was trying to emphasize on to ask question to yourself. Now, what if you're not able to do the same? What if you're not able to understand what insights or inferences you want to get from this entire data set? And that problem will be solved today for you because Excel is going to be your brain for that as well. Excel is actually going to automate the entire process and will give you recommendations of what exactly you can have as pivot tables, or let's say summarize values inside Excel using the data set they have provided. So let's just directly dive into it. We are using our favorite data set again. I've cleaned it already, our Superstore data set. The entire technique is only using analyze data tab. Again, if it is not there, you actually have to enable the add-in. We have already seen how we can do that. You need to go to the home tab and then click on analyze. It will take some time to select everything and then go around and then see what exactly is happening. Right now, what is that one thing that is there in front of you right now is that it will take internet connection to actually analyze the data for you. So for the same, I'm actually going to connect with my internet, and it is done. I'm actually going to try again now, and let's see what is going to happen. I'm doing all of these blunders. You will see a particular pattern. Even in macros, I was doing all of these blunders because you will not be able to understand why you have a certain thing unless I am going to tell you that okay, this is the potential problem that you will be able to face. In the next lecture after this, I will also be teaching you how you can work around with errors specifically, which you might not see anywhere else. So in under analyze data, there are some of the questions. What is the percentage of total discount of each city? Right, you can see that here. And total discount for ship mode excluding same day. This one example. You can ask other questions also. So initially what we were actually trying to do, we were not getting, let's say, inferences based on top 5, top 10 when we were actually creating a particular chart. Let's say now I want top 10, let's say top 5. I want a subcategory, right? Let's just go ahead with that, and I can see top 5 in subcategories by sales. So I can just directly see phones, chairs, storage, tables, binders. These are the top 5 which are giving me the highest sales value for my entire company. And I can scroll a little down and I can see I can have for quantity as well. I can have for discount. I can have for sales. Now I can change it to top 10 as well, and you will be able to understand everything in the same way. And now I have more, and I can just click on insert table and I can actually add it. Although what I really want you to emphasize on is suggested questions. So if I'm going to, let's say, click on percentage of total discount for each city, this is the sum of discounts that I have been giving in all the cities together. Or if you do not want that, the total discount of, let's say, ship mode and excluding whatever, right? So these are some of the graphs which you can directly add. Now look at this graph. This is very, very good, right? And if I'm going to click here, subcategory tables have noticeable lower profit. These are the let's say subcategory which is giving me very, very less profits. I can just directly click here and I can just understand and give it to my boss that, sir, listen, we need to work on these particular subcategories and we have a problem as shown here, right? And you can scroll up and see other suggestions also, and you can take the inference which you want. Although you can also go with show all 30 results and you can see which all will actually work the best for you. I can see that okay, category technology accounts for majority of profits. This is the technology, and we can see the profits from all the other categories as well, and you can work on and see which will actually work the best for you. I can see consumer accounts for the majority of quantity. So the consumer products that we have, because the profits are not very high, sales are also not very high, so it means that the average price is very low in consumers, as we can see, right? And standard class is the one which is giving us the highest profit. So if we have to ship, this is always try to work on the standard class because we are not we cannot, lose on most of the profits that we might want to have. So product ID, this one has the noticeable very low profit, right? So we can work around with that. We can understand which particular product is the a problem situation for us, what is the frequency of sales, and we can understand the entire data set using this analyzed data option. We need not even work with our own brains. Although, why do you then actually have to learn all of these techniques, you might ask yourself? Because when you're working with analyzed data, you really need to know the fundamentals first. Let's say I am going ahead with, let's say, any data set. Let's say I am going with this one, insert pivot chart. Now, when I'm actually going to work around with this one, and I'm going with pivot chart, analyze and design, and format as well. If I do not know how to actually work around with these options, I might not be able to edit them further based on what I exactly want, right? So you can see, Excel has given me a very good looking chart, and you can see that when you go to a particular website, these are some of the type of charts which have been given to you. The bar graphs have been highlighted, the entire let's say axis have been situated from thousands, so that it is even better. It's not 20 then 3 zeros are there. It's going to make the entire data set look very cluttered, and everything is being sorted very, very well, right? So you can always work around with this. Try to take multiple data sets together and then see which will exactly fit best for your analysis, and then try to create at least 2 or 3, and try to ask some of your friends if they are able to get a particular story on the same. Because at the end of the day, the entire motive of us doing any visualization is because we want to summarize everything and make our audience understand something. So always have that in mind while you're working with that, and you can always create slicers and timers based on this. I would like to create a timeline of ship date for this one, so that I can understand in which particular year, which particular category, or let's say state is giving me the highest profit. Although we were able to understand this in our last lecture also, but I can see New York and Washington is giving me highest profit in 2015. New York and Washington for the 15 as well. 16, California and Indiana took up. 17, I have California and Washington again, and then I have California and New York. Now there's an issue with my Excel workbook, because these two are the only ones which are being highlighted. Now you might be able to understand that, okay, instead of Kentucky and California, the other two are only highlighted. But the thing is, we have much data available for California and New York only. Even if you're actually going to see in 2018, there's not going to be much data available for Kentucky and other ones. That's why the most relevant ones are being highlighted here. So actually, it's very smart here. So work around with this and actually try it out. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. If you're facing any issue in terms of that, okay, my tab is not coming in, it might be a version issue. Search on Microsoft official website so that you will be able to get the best insights possible. That would be it from my end. If you have any type of queries, doubts, you can always ask me. Thank you for joining.